Don't be like Osito, he didn't bring anything.
The Drunken Bear. Welcome to the Drunken Bear. Hola. This video is a checklist for people who are traveling to Australia.
So this list can be for international students or people who intend to work in Australia. It's based on my experience and some of our research, so it can be just absolutely example. You can make your own checklist, but here is the list that we've prepared. The first thing is passport. A passport is very important for entering Australia or any country.
So you can't even get onto a plane if you don't have a passport. So that's number one, go get your passport.
And the second thing is a visa. And I'm pretty sure that you've already sorted out what visa you have. But just in case, especially people who want to work here, please check your work visa options and make sure which one you are gonna select. And the third thing is money exchanges. I would personally recommend to bring about $100 in cash. So I would exchange about $100 in my own country and then I will exchange the rest of it in Australia.
So the next one, number 4, is a driver's license and an international driver's license, and that's the important part. So if you're thinking of driving around Australia, which can be very, very handy, public transport isn't the best here, especially depending on what city you're going to. So definitely have your international driver's license ready to go.
It's very good for traveling around Australia as well, so it comes really in handy. So make sure to have international driver's license. The next one is a laptop. A laptop is very, very important to have if you're looking for a house or job, or even if you want to study. Laptop will be very handy.
Otherwise, you could just visit a library. They do have computer facilities. Of course, then you're more limited to like a waiting time if people are using it, or some libraries you need an actual library card to use their facilities. So it's best to invest in a laptop before you get here. So now you're in Australia, you want to charge your laptop or charge all your electrical goods, you need an adapter. So you definitely need to get an international adapter, that changes from your country to Australia, because you know, in a lot of other countries in Europe, South America, they can have similar power points, but in Australia it's different. So you definitely need to invest in an adapter or 2 or 3, because you know, we have a lot of different goods that we need to plug in. The next one, which is really important, is a bank account. Especially if you're thinking of working here, you definitely need somewhere to put your money. So there is a lot of big banks in Australia. There's NAB, Commonwealth, Westpac. There's a lot of different ones. Your best bet is to go online, choose which one you think meets your needs the best, and go with it.
Feel free to invest some of your time to find out which bank has the best deal and the most suitable for your purpose. The next one is Mikey. Mikey is very important, especially when you travel Melbourne.
So you'll need a travel card when you're traveling around cities of Australia. For us in Melbourne, it is all about the Mikey card. So if you want to know more about the Mikey card, you can click here, which will send you to one of our videos, which tells you exactly all the information about Mikey.
And now you have your Mikey ready, your bank account, but there's one thing you are missing, which is SIM card. So you may want to connect to your family saying you have arrived very well. Then you need a SIM card to connect to your phone and to send that message. And you can get the SIM card from supermarkets or
department stores as well too. You can get a SIM card also just from the actual phone shops too, which is, they're all over the place and they're very cheap, couple of bucks. Find the prepaid plan that you want and yeah, you're good to go.
And the next one is accommodation.
Very important. You need some place to stay at night, people. So we recommend when you're first coming here to book from overseas and book Airbnb, or when you first get here, if you haven't organized that, go for a cheap backpacker place too. And from those places, use your time there to look up a place that's more suitable for a longer term. We highly recommend share housing. And for a longer stay, check out Gumtree or realestate.com, flatmate finders, and those places are really good for share housing.
Along with the accommodation, you may need a job. I mean, I'll say you may need it because you might be an international student and you don't need a job, but some of you, I believe, you will look for a job. You can sort it out by visiting websites like Seek, Indeed and Gumtree.
So those three websites are a really good place to start for looking for a job in Australia.
The next one is resume. A resume is very important if you are looking for a job. If you are not an English speaker, I strongly suggest you to have a native speaker to check your spelling mistakes.
And also because the formats in resumes can be quite different depending on what country you go to. So having someone from Australia have a look at your resume, they can just kind of see, oh no, we don't use a photo on our resume generally, and little quirks like that.
The next one is medications.
So medication is really important, especially if you have some health problems. So your best bet is to bring medication with you. Also have paperwork from your doctor, from your country. Of course you can get medication in Australia, and there's a lot of cheap chemists in Australia, but I think it's a good tip to bring medication with you always.
But sometimes medications don't exactly work. It always depends on the people.
And also, in regards to health, having travel insurance too is really handy. I know I've gotten it before and I've used it overseas, and it really makes a big difference. I had to go to hospital when I was overseas, and it really helped. When I didn't get the money instantly, but when I came back I got like a lot of money back from that visit, so it's very helpful.
Okay, and the last thing is all the paperwork ready. So you might need flight tickets to show your flight numbers, visa forms, a resume.
Also, you might need any forms for the studying that you're doing over here, depending on what university or TAFE or English school that you're coming to. So just always having all your paperwork on you is very handy, because you might not have very quick access to a printer or the internet. So having the physical paperwork is always a good tip when you go traveling, I think.
This video reminds me of the time when I first arrived in Australia, and I've prepared all of this. I made a checklist and followed all the procedure. I hope this video absolutely helped you to prepare coming overseas.
Yeah, we're really excited for you. If you're watching this video, it's a good chance that you're thinking of traveling overseas, which is so much fun, and having a checklist and being sorted before you go is a really good way to make it a bit less stress-free. So it's really exciting.
Don't be like Cosito. He didn't bring anything.
He was underprepared, and luckily we took him in.
We took him in.
Comment down below if you think that there's really good tips out there to give other people watching this video about what you should put on that checklist. Like this video if it gave you really good tips before you travel, and also subscribe to our channel so you can get more of these kind of videos with this guy.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. See you in the next video. Woo.